Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Fix This Build That Sunday Night Live show. I'm Brad.
And I'm Susan.
And we're back.
Hey!
I don't know what happened, guys.
Triple J Customs is on here.
Hey, what's up?
Hola.
Jose in the house. Back from YouTube. The tubes are broken. Damien, go back. We just fixed it.
It's better now.
We're back.
We promise.
So all those people we invited to YouTube, please go back.
Come back.
Sorry about that.
We are
I know.
moving
Jose,
on
I hope you've been doing well, my man. Are you Tina Fey's sister? They want to know. We say
no. Oh, no, I get that sometimes.
She's about
I would be
10
like
inches taller
a
than
foot
Tina
taller
Fey.
than her. Just little FYI. I am, little inside secret, I am 6 feet tall.
Yes.
So it doesn't look like it because I'm sitting down.
That's
but
why we have her sit down. She's really like
I'm a
this
long
tall.
drink of water.
I'm only 5'4".
You're not 5'4". Ah, goodness.
Tia up in the house.
would
YouTube
tower.
is lagging and not doing as all. I know. Okay, sorry guys. We're back. YouTube is working. It's good. The water's warm. Go on over. And who else do we have there? Just use your teeth. They're saying on the beers.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. We're back.
We're good. Okay.
So-
Crisis averted.
I know. My gosh.
Yeah, I know. It was a tense moment there.
Whatever. But now you know what? We have had enough. That's a new one.
Okay.
Like a frozen feed in the middle.
Yeah. If
I
I
mean,
had
normally
known
we
we were
don't
going
get
to
on.
freeze, I would have been like.
I know. I would have had a better pose. I've been like.
Exactly.
But yeah, we've had a lot of try when you live stream anywhere, like Instagram, they make it pretty easy because you just hit the button, but still it'll lag, have choppy audio and
Things
all this
happen.
nasty stuff. On YouTube, it's a whole nother thing. You have a whole nother. We have our microphones on.
We do.
We have audio
So you can hear
problems.
us.
We've had and
Oh my
so,
gosh, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't freak out, which is good. Like
You were
we've had,
very composed.
We've had so many issues in the past that I just am like whatever.
You just roll with it, and you figured out a lot of stuff, so you know a lot now.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, before we get started, I wanted to. We didn't have any.
What?
We didn't have any. So we didn't have any new members to the Builders Club this week to thank. So I want to thank all the current members.
Thank
of the
you, all
Builders
the
Club.
current members.
And if you've been on the fence of whether to join or not, you could have all next week to yourself if you join. Because this week
be like a big reveal.
we didn't have anybody.
Just you.
I think that's the first time since we've been doing
It
since we
is.
did it that
It
we haven't had
is.
at least one
We
person.
usually have a couple.
But it's all good. It's all good.
right.
That's not what we're about.
It's
But we
okay.
would love to have you. So if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, the Builders Club is the inner circle of the Fix This Build That squad. And it's basically, we do it over on Patreon where folks can get more content, early access to videos, free plans, credits in the videos, and all kinds of other cool stuff and weekly updates. So if you're interested in looking at that or checking out more about it, you can head over to fixthisbuildthat.com/Builders Club. Mm-hmm. And if you join, then we will be shouting you out next week. And if you don't, then just join us next week.
That's right.
Name of the movie we watched. What did we watch?
Dr. Dolittle.
Oh, we watched Dr. Dolittle 1 and 2.
Do you want to tell the story about what I tried to make us watch on Saturday night, or no?
Oh my gosh. So
I didn't know.
she didn't know, but
didn't
she
know.
sold me.
I told you I didn't know.
We watched Hamilton, and when I
For
say
like-
we watched Hamilton, I
yeah.
mean we watched 5 minutes of it.
You are going to get flack from
And
people
then
that like Hamilton.
I was like, I'm out. This is horrible.
So here's the thing. Brad is not a huge fan of musicals in general. I grew up watching musicals. I like them. I don't have to have them, but I like them. And then you watch, I don't know. There've been a lot. My mom
then
and my
we watched
sisters
The
are
Greatest
all.
Showman.
I know. My mom and my sisters are all obsessed with Hamilton,
then we
and
watched
I
The
never
Greatest
got on the
Showman.
bandwagon. Then we
And
watched
I
The
got
Greatest
hooked
Showman, and he
because it was
loves
a great
it.
movie.
It's great.
like
It's
a
everything
musical
about it.
movie.
It's great.
The bill of goods that I was sold was that
Not
Hamilton.
true.
Like,
I said, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
But that's what I expected.
Maybe it will be like that. Maybe it's
I didn't realize it was just a filming of
the stage
a
production,
musical.
which is probably what everybody wanted to see.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because getting those tickets was like impossible for a long, long time.
So if you're not into musicals, don't let anybody try to fool you into watching Hamilton because it ain't like The Greatest Showman.
Okay, it's not, but I have still not seen it because literally we watched the first song and then Brad was like, we're done. We're done here.
Lucas, what's up, dude?
So I'm going to watch it on my own another time.
Matt Modderback says, yes, it's terrible.
What?
Thank you.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't seen it, and our oldest wants to see it, so he's going to watch it with me.
So Aiden and Jessica are wanting to know what beer we're having.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Kona Light.
Kona
Who's this
Light
by?
Blonde
by Kona
Ale.
Brewing.
by Kona Brewing.
Cheers.
I believe they got in trouble years ago.
Did they?
Because they imply that they're made in Hawaii and they're not. So then they had to change something.
Charlie from Southwest Minnesota, are those Rockwell clamps in the back?
sure.
They are not. Dat Bear Bald Dare? Rockwell clamps in the back. No. Oh, they're Rockler clamps. I think that's what you probably had a typo thing there. But yes, they are Rockler clamps in the back.
The blue ones.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
9 3/4 fingers. What's up? The current members love us. Derek Anderson. Thank you, Derek. All right. And Michael DeMarchi. Awesome, Michael. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it over here. So Teresa.
Katie has fired you.
She's fired me.
Because you don't like Hamilton, I'm pretty sure.
That's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay. It's all good. But so this week we did not have a project come out because we were planning future projects, and I was doing a lot of stuff on the website. So pretty soon we're going to have a new platform for the plans. So if you've ever bought a plan, thank you, by the way, very much. And if you've ever downloaded a free plan, it's been on a different site. And now we're going to join those two together. So they're actually going to be...
We'll have a little ceremony. No, we'll be like dancing around the room when it's finally done.
But the site that we have right now, that is the paid site, it's just like we don't have as much control over it.
Right.
And like we'll get emails every now and then like, hey, I can't do this. It's not taking my PayPal. It's not taking my credit card. And like I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Or it's like it's slow or it's down. We're pulling that onto our site, and so that'll be our host. And so, like, if that happens, like, I can call those guys. Like, I know who to call, and I'd be like, "Yo, Jimmy." I don't know.
Jimmy, Bob.
Yo, Jimmy, this is
or let's not be sexist. Andrea, maybe it's an Andrea.
Yeah.
You know.
It never.
Yeah.
It never.
You never know.
You never know. Let's see here. Adam's Attic Woodwork. I have a full shop tour on the YouTube channel.
Check it out.
So Aiden and Adam, you can go check that out on my YouTube channel. I actually have a couple of them. Actually, I have 3 of them, I think. How about a Wi-Fi project? Device guy, a Wi-Fi project. I'm not sure what that means. Say more about that.
Tell us more.
I mean, I know what Wi-Fi is, but like, how would I incorporate Wi-Fi into like a table?
I don't know.
Can I use a planer for ingrained cutting boards? Ooh, Cupim Banguelo. You can, but it is dangerous. Especially if you have straight knives, you know, I would not do it. I would not recommend it. But you can probably go search on how to do that. I've seen horror stories of where it's gone wrong, and I've never done it myself. So I am not going to recommend it and have you blow up your planer and you know, try to send me a bill. Is there? Oh, wait. Okay, we got lots of people. Yeah, lots of folks are saying that Hamilton is the good stuff over here in YouTube.
I mean,
and that's okay.
A lot of people love it, and then some people are like, meh. I think you're in the meh camp.
It's all good.
We'll just watch The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Mike Donaldson. Congrats. Mike just got a new saw stop, new table saw. So congrats on that. It was his first time into Woodcraft. If you've never been to a Woodcraft, man, you're missing out. If you're a woodworker and you've never been into like a Woodcraft or a woodworking store, that's what I'm saying. He went to the Woodcraft. So like I remember the first time I went into the Woodcraft in the Rockler as well in Cincinnati, which was I took my first actual woodworking class was in a Woodcraft, and I went in there. I was just like, this is amazing. There's just like so like every. It
was like the golden light was shining down.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Every woodworking tool and supply you can think of is there, from the large machines, and it might depend upon your certain location, but from the large machines to the smaller machines, the stuff that they don't typically have at either of those stores is cordless tools. So like, but you know, Home Depot tool corral, you can see all that.
That's not like their specialty thing then. Clamps,
bits, you know, measuring devices, finishes,
fancy wood,
hardware, fancy wood.
They've got it
I used to go in there and just.
I remember.
And like I would literally
just wandering around.
Well, I would just go there and like they had a little coffee plate. Like you'd sit down and you could like grab the magazines and read.
Really?
Oh yeah, and I was just like, I just like the smell of it and just everything.
Yeah, that's like when I go in. Not kind of the same thing, but the smell of it when I go into a bookstore or a library. Oh yeah. I like the quietness. I like
our
the
dates,
smell.
when I say dates, but not dates. This
We
was
went to
after we were married.
Woodcraft.
No.
You wooed me with Woodcraft. You're like, hey, baby.
Joseph Beth.
Oh, yeah.
That was after
The
we were married,
bookstore.
right? Did we do that before?
I don't
we
know.
were
That
married?
might have been before. We would go out to like a brunch at First Watch, and we'd go to the books. Oh yeah, we'd wait for our table by going in. Oh, the olden days. Pre-kids, just wandering around aimlessly, no cares.
We'd sit at a bookstore for like 2 hours just
Oh,
reading.
totally. We would come here to visit your
reading
parents
books.
and just go to Barnes and Noble by ourselves and read books because we liked it. He'd read all the woodworking magazines.
Let's see here. Chart Ron C. Next secret drawer should be a drop down one. I like the idea of a drop down
right?
one. Jessica, favorite completed project for sure is now the nightstand. So people have been asking me this forever.
Forever, yeah.
We now have
It's always a good question though.
the nightstand. The nightstand I did with the secret drawer.
I feel like we should have a chart.
But
Like
we
where you
move
could
them
like,
up,
yeah.
Who's on the leaderboard?
Exactly. Who are the contenders? Yeah.
Aiden, I have never worked with bamboo.
Bamboo.
Is MFP dead, Mr. Bill Doe?
Never would it be dead.
MFP will never die. Let's just be clear.
It's perennial.
MFP, it's not perennial. It is
well,
everlasting.
it's not. What's the word I'm looking for? You're right. It's eternal.
Always there. Eternal. There you go.
Yeah.
Made for Profit. If you don't know what MFP is Made for Profit. It's my podcast with John Malecki. And we haven't recorded a new episode in quite some time. I think maybe February was the last one we did, right before COVID.
Right
Kinda
before the
smack
COVID.
down.
Was that with
Schmoyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Tim Schmoyer. And I don't know if we did one after that or if that was the last one. If that was the last one,
that was a really good one.
I'm very good with that. But anyway, we don't plan on recording any new ones anytime real soon, just for different various reasons. We don't have the time to commit to it anymore that we did. We're just not getting the return. And the idea was always to get a resource that is always there. So because we would get questions all the time about, hey, how do I grow my Instagram? How do I grow my YouTube? How do I do better marketing? How do I sell my products online? What if I want to change my brand identity? All these questions. And we would be answering them in the DMs. And so instead, we made podcasts. And so now whenever anybody asks me about any of those questions, I always go to Made for Profit. And so it's like, 120 something episodes of just awesome business content for makers, with the vast majority of that being evergreen content that's going to be relevant when we record it and today and 5 years from now, because it's, like marketing is marketing, and the way you do it is slightly different, but the ideas behind it. Plus we have a lot of cool interviews where people are telling their stories, and that obviously never grows old.
I almost feel like you and John need to record one where you say, it's not dead, but here's why we haven't put one out for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, you did? Okay. Well, never mind. Let's see. We have a question over here. Ooh, I lost it. Pretty much, what is the next best table saw out there besides the saw stop? Like, if you can't get a saw stop, what should you get?
I don't know, honestly.
Still keep your fingers.
I have no idea. Oh, well, that's the only option.
That was my addition, because that's important.
Yes. But if I was going to get a different table saw other than the saw stop, it would probably be a showdown between, I'm so far out of it, but it would probably be a showdown between Powermatic and maybe the top of the line Grizzly, maybe the Laguna, but those are in that same, that same high level top end cabinet saw. But I'm totally spoiled now, because I got the industrial saw stop, which is, it's a 5 horsepower saw, which is like way more than I would ever need. But I got it used. I bought it used, and it has the extra 3 inches on the table. And so the cast iron top, they're typically 27 inches deep, mine is 30. And that extra depth on both the outfeed and the infeed, because it kind of splits it, it's so nice. I would never want to go back to a 27-inch saw. And again, it doesn't sound like, it's only 3 inches longer, but 3 inches counts a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm ignoring. I'm reading.
I thought I could get her.
Above
I did.
this.
She's like, yeah, totally.
No.
Yeah.
I will not respond to that comment.
Patrick, what's up? Did I ever use a heat gun or torch on Old Blue's plastic trim?
Did you ever do what?
I did not. And I didn't even apply that. I wanted to do the stuff, and it was like, I think what happened is I went to do it, and it was like super hot outside, and then like you know, it's still sitting on my desk. I've got this like trim that like, you know how the trim on Big Blue is like all grayed out and white.
Right. You tried to do the thing before.
I did it one time before, but it needs it again. But anyway, like one of the hacks is to use a heat gun or a torch, and it like brings it back.
We have a heat gun.
We do.
We have Big Blue.
But I've got this like black trim restore.
It's been sitting on your desk forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you now. Yeah, that truck has just still never. It has not gone. It still sits outside.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, he's
cannot part
chilling.
with him.
Yes. Let's see here, Milwaukee or DeWalt.
They seem pretty.
like
they're pretty even.
They
right?
are. I like them both. I like different tools in each line. Honestly, I love the M12 Surge. That is like my favorite impact driver ever.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's Milwaukee.
You use it a lot.
I do, but but the DeWalt. But I use the DeWalt stuff quite a bit too.
Yep.
So, I'm probably a little partial to the DeWalt, but Milwaukee's got great stuff as well. Neither of those.
Two good options.
Yeah,
then.
yeah. You won't go wrong with either one.
Yeah.
Would be my response to that.
Yep.
Yes, MFP is great. Hundreds of dollars of value brought to you by Brad and John for free.
That's right.
There you go. Charlie Quest.
Just how they are.
That's how we roll.
I have not seen a lot of questions over here.
It's okay. We don't need
So,
that. Wait,
yeah.
discovered orange sherbet and cream swirl ice cream tonight. What? Worth effort. What is this?
Orange sherbet and cream swirl ice cream.
Orange sherbet.
Was it the sherbet
and
or
cream.
swirled in
Do you
with the
remember
ice
those?
cream?
Do you remember the
Push pops?
Not,
No.
Oh, push pops.
Push pops were the best. Push
You're-
pops were like when you had cool
Were
stuff
they
and you
orange?
had a push
Were
pop.
they called orange sickles?
Creamsicles.
Creamsicles. Where it was
Yeah.
like orange on the outside, then like the layer of white, and then the
It's never that-
it was orange on the outside, and then just the layer of white on the inside.
I was not a huge fan.
It was like crusty on the outside, like crunchy, and then like soft on the inside.
It's too creamy.
It's like a popsicle on the outside and ice cream on the inside.
I'm aware. Did not like it.
Too creamy.
You know me. I don't like things that are too creamy.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true. She also
now-
doesn't like blue cheese
Ooh.
or
Sorry.
goat cheese.
Oh. Anything that's not like made from a cow, like cheese, I'm out. Like I cannot do it. I've tried so many times.
Is blue cheese not from a cow?
It's a goat. I don't know. I think it's. Well, I guess maybe. I don't know. Shoot. I guess that is from a cow. Either way, I'm out. Like I can't. I have tried. I cannot do it. I just can't.
She has no idea.
I don't know. I just don't like it.
Idea for a Wi-Fi. What is this Wi-Fi project? We're building a
They've been
faux
chatting over
something
here
to
about
hide
it.
the router. Yeah. Let's get back to this Wi-Fi project idea. Who was? I don't remember who asked it. Favorite woodworking project to do with your family or kids? Derek Kinsey.
I just laugh at that.
You know what we really enjoy doing with the kids, and it's not necessarily a woodworking project all the time. We've been getting the kiwi crates.
Oh yeah, they do love
about
those.
6 months now. They just got them yesterday. That's why I was thinking about it. But it's like a lot of times it's laser cut wood pieces.
Yeah.
And so like I'm not cutting them, but there's some really fun, cool projects, and it's cool. Like it's typically teaching them something about physics or science or color
things.
or
Yeah. Well, it always is. They have those.
Well,
The little
It always
booklets.
is, yes.
And it's not just the instructions on what they're building. It then goes on to explain like why it works and the science behind it or the physics behind it. And then it gives them like other things they can do. I don't know if our kids have done all that.
No,
but
they've never done that. But that's like the easy hitting the easy button. We'd pay somebody to
it's really nice
to let us
though.
enjoy
I feel
time with
like
our kids.
They feel very. I mean, they don't get a lot of mail, and so.
Right.
They feel
when
like
it shows
was.
up, it's like,
oh yeah, like
on.
and our middle guy, who's probably the most likely to become a woodworker of the three, he's always like, "When is it coming? When is it coming? It's only once a month."
Yeah, but he loves
But he
it.
loves it. Yeah, they all like it, and I think it just feels special to them that they're getting this thing in the mail, and especially during the time when we were all stuck. They're in school now, but it was like, "Oh, we're doing something educational, fantastic," because it, maybe wasn't happening as much otherwise.
But I think the other thing, so we got 3 kids, and like doing anything with them all together, like no way, not gonna happen. I've tried it before. I've done a few things. Pinewood derby cars is a great example.
Yeah.
I did that with my boys, and it's like you can hold them. It's really hard to hold kids' attention in woodworking, especially if you've not like pre-prepared things. So pre-prepared. Isn't that the prepared? Is that you don't really pre-prepare something? You just prepare it. So that was completely lost on her. She's sucked in.
I'm just listening to the people. Pre-prepared. I heard you.
She's a woman of the people.
I am.
But if you don't, like, if you wanted, what I would say is, if you were going to build something, do some type of woodworking project with your kids. I think the most successful thing would be one-on-one.
Yes.
And then even at that point, having things ready to go, so that they don't have to like sit and watch you like measure and figure out. So like if it's a lot of action. So if you've got like, okay, I've got this little plan and we're gonna make a birdhouse and we have to make 6 cuts on a 1x6. I've seen some cool plans. Then they'll probably hang around for that.
Right.
But if it's like figuring something out, like no way, they're out. Like
well,
it needs to be
didn't Mark
engaging.
Spagnolo, didn't he do something with his son?
They made a trebuchet.
And he talked about that on there. Like you cannot keep their attention like the whole time, especially at his son's age. He's a little bit younger than ours. But even our kids, like I think that the expectation has to be that you're gonna have them for a while and then they're gonna be done. And like you don't want to force them to stay out there and do it because we're woodworking right now and then have them resent it. So if they're done, I know everyone's happy.
It's very fun.
You love this. But if you just say like, okay, let's take a break and come back to it later, and then maybe you do a little bit of the leg work, then that's good.
Yeah.
There's tons of good DIY
there's
kids
lots
projects
of great
out
ones.
there.
I don't know if it's like a nervous tick, but like my nose never itches unless I'm on the live, or maybe I'm just like aware of it.
It
I'm always like
never
scratching.
itches otherwise.
Well,
Feels like an exaggeration.
I know, it probably is.
Yes.
I probably itch my nose like all day and I just don't think about it.
You're just more aware right now.
That makes things, any concerns with running epoxy through the planer? Yeah.
But he does it anyway.
I do it
He's
anyway.
like, yeah, but I do it
you
all the
just have to
time.
be, like, yes, I wouldn't just like go whole hog into it. You need to take lighter cuts. But I've never had any chip out on me. And that's like flat.
True.
But now I've got a segmented cutter head, which makes it a lot better in my jet benchtop planer. But yes, I mean, you got to be careful.
It's fraught with error. But
you
and
don't
you have
want to
to
just
also
go in there and start like ramming 1/16, 1/8 of an inch off of epoxy.
That's what I was going to say. Like, well, you also don't want to like the Valet. The epoxy was a lot more thin than you normally do, and so that was a little.
And so I didn't.
Concerning.
I went drum
You did
sander on
one
that.
pass, right? Or did you do drum sander for
Drum
the whole
sander
thing?
on that
Okay.
one.
And then
Yep.
yeah. So you just, I don't know.
Yep.
That was my observation of what you did.
Have ever done projects using driftwood? What would Brad build?
Driftwood.
I have not.
We don't
I've
live in an
used,
area where we have a lot of driftwood
a lot of
handy.
drifts this way.
I know, it would be really drifting far.
Yeah.
But that would be awesome. So we've got a question here. Laser CNC. I'm not too familiar with a laser. Which do you like better? Or is there ins and outs between them? I think the question is laser or CNC. Pretty
CNC
sure.
or a laser. So technically, Diaz, a laser is a CNC. It's just a CNC controlled laser. CNC, I believe, stands for computer numeric control, which means that you're programming something to the computer and then moving it. So you've basically got CNC routers and CNC lasers. They're both CNCs, but we do refer to the wood variety as CNCs mostly. That being said, because there are other laser varieties too and stuff, is the only reason I say that. But they have obviously, they each have their pros and cons and their strengths and weaknesses. And lasers are really great for customizing things. And just like if you want to customize a cutting board or a sign or whatever, and so you're taking orders and somebody says, hey, I want to put my wedding date on there, or I'm going to a wedding, can you put, Joey and Joey?
Could be.
You could go any way you want to with that
right.
one. Joey and Joey.
Everyone's happy.
And then, August 20th, 2020, then you can do that super fast. And it's super clean in the sense that like you can do it. You just do a little sanding and you're done.
Oh, you sand off the burn
it just
marks.
burns.
And you can do the tape too, right?
And you can put blue tape down so it doesn't char around the edges. The smoke will do that.
Unless you like the char.
Right.
Some people do.
CNC, you can cut much thicker stuff. So, you can actually go down and bore through a 3/4 inch plywood or whatever, and you can do a lot of intricate things. But you can cut really thin wood with lasers, like 1/4-inch plywood. You can do that, and then as you build up. So a laser is more like, in my mind, at least today, unless you go really strong, it's more about like marking things. Etching is what so it's etching, or it's like raster, or I can't remember, etching or cutting basically. And so if you're looking to customize things, laser is a great thing for you. Or if you're looking to cut things out of paper, leather, things like that, cardboard even. And then if you're looking to cut like gears and like pieces and parts out of wood, you want to go CNC router on that. So that would be kind of how I would weigh those two together, because they're very different machines. Mm-hmm. Good question though. Let's see here. Miter saw fence isn't square. Doug, is there a DIY solution, or do you need a new saw?
He's gone on and he said that it's only square to the blade on one side.
Okay, so if you're
the face isn't flat.
The face isn't.
He said, I've seen them to square to the blade, but the face isn't flat.
Okay. Well, the only way in the answer would be, you never need a new saw necessarily. You would need new parts to the saw.
Unless you need to justify this, then we're good. Like, you need a new saw. You could get a new
fence.
Maybe a saw stop.
If your fence is twisted, that would be the issue, because you can't really do much about that unless you have it milled flat. So if your fence is twisted, you're hosed. If it's not flat, when you say flat, it might not be square. So like the fence just bolts on, right? And so sometimes the fence, instead of sitting 90, might be tilted in or it might be tilted out. In either of those, you could shim the connection point to shim it out or shim it in to get it to 90 degrees. And if it's obviously if it's left to right, then that would be with your miter connection or your stops on your miter, because sometimes those go out, sometimes those get a little wonky, and you can adjust things below. But yeah, the only thing that you can't adjust out is a twisted fence. And then you could call the manufacturer, see if they've got replacement parts, or just buy a brand new saw.
Right.
I mean, I would recommend that. But.
Don't get it twisted. I don't know why.
What is that?
Don't get it twisted? I don't know. It's like a thing. Like don't get it twisted.
Twisted sister.
I don't know.
Let's see here. The Wood Samaritan soda. The kids had to be simple projects. Everything pre-cut, and only thing left is gluing. Absolutely, man.
Just really basic stuff, and don't let them get their fingers.
Eyebrows. What is up? What is up?
Eyebrows.
Awesome.
What?
That's the name.
Okay.
Yes. Best tips for clean miters on Baltic Birch plywood. I have two videos on miter joints. One would be, depends upon what kind of miter joints you're talking about. If you're talking about edge miters or face miters. For face miters, like picture frames, I've got a YouTube video on how to make picture frames, and I show my setup and how I dial that in. And then I also have a video on how to make like waterfall miter joints or edge miter joints, which I just put out a few months ago. So go check both of those out, and I've got all kinds of juicy tips in there. Miters, and same thing. Chart Ron C, the same thing, same answer. Let's see here. All right, fantastic.
All right, so we've got some questions
We're going back
here.
and forth.
Yeah, I know. Lipinski24 says, Have you ever done a thick epoxy casting? I carved my name and other stuff in a glass bottle, and I'm casting that. Have to leave in the fridge to reduce the heat.
Oh wow. No, I've never done Lipinski. I've never done like a big casting pour. The deepest pour I did was like 1.5 inches.
Oh, the whole bottle?
River table. Oh yeah, it's like casting resin. You would do like.
Oh, how are you gonna break the bottle afterward? How do you do that?
No, you don't do anything. It's just
in there.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like I saw, there's dudes. The Black Forest guy. I saw some other guys doing it. I don't think they did it first. I think somebody else did it first. But a guy was casting a Truly.
Oh really?
He just poured a Truly in resin.
Oh, that's
and then it was like. They're doing all kinds of other stuff.
Getting people.
Yeah, like Red Bulls and what was it? What was the I was saying Dos Equis. The Four Loko.
Four Loko.
I didn't see that one, but yeah, we've never tried Four Loko.
No.
But we saw the Tri Channel, the Irish folks.
We haven't watched them in a while.
We haven't watched
They're
them.
funny.
They
drank Four Loko and it was something. It was Loco. Okay. So RLL Woodworks is with us. He was celebrating his daughter's 7th birthday.
Awesome.
and
Fly a bus. How did we do in the pilot? We've had.
The question was, did your boys win?
How did your boys do? I mean, how did you do in the Plywood Derby? So we've had varying results in the Derby. We have won outright.
Yeah. Well, it was
did we go
1-2.
first and second? Yeah, we went first and second the first year. And by that I mean,
and there were like people in the audience that knew us. They were like, "It's the woodworkers kid in first place."
Then, right, and so the next year people were out for blood.
Oh yeah, they came prepared that year because they were a new troupe. People didn't really know how to do the stuff that year.
I think we went.
I don't think we did that great. Well, it was like not as good as the first year.
Right.
But to be fair, when we went 1 and 2, when we say we mean our boys. They designed, like Tyler was the one who went in first. And he said, this is exactly how I want it. And he helped work on it a lot. Now, I'm sure you did some of the behind the scenes.
I did like all
but you
the
were like following
work and,
his direction and giving him tips on where to put the weights.
I had them do all the burnishing or the polishing of the axles and that kind of stuff. I was just holding it in the drill and they were like running the paper on it.
Yeah.
So
it was fun.
And then this year's got canceled.
No, they did it virtually.
This year's got
just
canceled.
like 2 weeks ago.
How do you virtually?
We didn't. You had to make them, sent them in. Just our troop did it. I don't think it was like all of the Cub Scouts. We were so like everything's crazy. We didn't do it.
No, we didn't do it.
Yeah. Anyway, it was fun though.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
Let's
okay,
see.
Brad, what would you use? Would you use acrylic in a cabinet door instead of glass? Acrylic. It's going to be kind of.
Yeah, I'm more than likely wouldn't because of what you were just.
Yeah,
it's like flexy.
It could be.
It depends upon what the like. I would use acrylic for like a display box, like something like a cabinet that is something I would hang on a wall. I may use acrylic just to cut down on weight, and then like if it drops or whatever.
Right.
But for like a cabinet, I feel like I would be more prone to use glass because it's also higher end. Like when I think about it.
Right.
I've never used. What are you saying? I usually use glass for much.
No,
like
you
for the
haven't.
picture frames I've made, I had some cut.
Yep.
And then what did I make? I made something with a glass door at one point. I can't remember, but yeah, I've never used acrylic for it. But that's where when I think about like for a shadow box or something like that. But if I was going to do like a flag display case or something like a little bit higher end, I would definitely use glass.
Now, here's a thought. If you were doing like some sort of cabinet fun contraption like that, and you wanted to have the acrylic there, but you still wanted the strength of the glass, but you wanted to get like artsy with it, could you take glass and then like pour a design? Like if they, instead of just like blue, if you wanted to do like some cool, like, like epoxy.
Are you getting mixed up between, you're talking like plexiglass. Like that's acrylic, not epoxy.
Oh, I am. I thought you were talking about like.
No.
Oh, never mind.
No.
Strike all that. But that would be
like
cool
a
though.
sheet, like acrylic sheet.
Oh.
Polycarbonate.
Yeah. Never mind. I'm with you. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I've used polycarbonate though.
I had
is
this
the one I
great
typically
idea.
use. Polycarbonate on things like the front of a router table, so you can see through it and then like have holes in it for ventilation on my
I'm
old
with
one.
you now. Yeah.
It's all good.
All right.
Don't worry about it. You're good.
And I'm looking around like, oh yeah. Okay.
It's all good.
It's all
All right.
good.
Well, we have over here
Do we
on
have
the
any-
Instagrams. We had greetings from Chile, from Western Australia. By the way, do you know the most photographed building in the world?
One of the most.
Well, what was the actual thing?
It was, we played Jeopardy with, like, Brad and I play each other at like the day-by-day calendar Jeopardies.
And what was the actual question?
It was a final Jeopardy. And it was, like, we had to name the building.
Oh, it was on something, Jackson's
Port Jackson on something straight. Point straight,
Yeah,
something
point.
like that. It was like, what building is one of the most photographed in the world? Well, we heard
I said the White
Port
House.
Jackson. I thought that was like in the States somewhere. I said
know.
Alcatraz. That did not.
I thought they were trying to mess with us, and I was like, I don't
we
know
both
what
got
the
it
White
wrong.
House
It was
is.
the Sydney Opera House.
We got crushed.
So.
Oak Origins is listening to NFP and says it's been helping with the business. Awesome.
All right.
That's exactly.
That was impressive.
That's exactly why we do it. So to that
Yeah, it's
earlier
awesome.
question.
Good job.
Bear Creek Woodworking, what is up? Let's see here. Do we guys work together for the business?
We
Tons of
do.
fun. We do.
I'm the employee of the month. I'm
is.
also the only employee.
Well, I mean, I'm an employee.
Well, I think about that, but you're like
You're
my
number
boss.
2.
I'm number
Who
2.
does number 2
We're
work
number 2.
for?
Yeah, we work together.
Emma Worm, thank you so much. We enjoy making them. Inspired and helped me out building a charging bedside table. And it still works great.
Cool.
Awesome.
That's
Edgemont.
great.
That's fantastic.
All right, what else do we have over here? We
Dennis
said...
Miko from West Virginia. What's up, Dennis?
Yeah, Derek Anderson wants to know, do you have any new non-goat cheesy hidden drawer types or epoxy resin builds coming?
Derek, that's a great question. we don't. We don't.
Not on
well,
the
horizon.
yeah, but like the, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
The
Like
near horizon.
the recent or the near horizon. Yes.
Near future.
The near future.
We don't have. We have placeholders, right? So it's like, hey, we want to do one of these types of projects in this amount of time from now.
Right.
We do actually have. We've talked about a couple.
We talk about a lot of things.
We do.
Yes.
Potentially floating shelves.
We want to do a lot of them. He
Yeah.
wants to do a lot of them.
And that's so my idea with the hidden drawer style is that I want to, each time I do one, I want to do something different and learn something new, whether it's the connection point
Right.
or the lock or the release, whatever it is, and eventually start putting more of those together and stacking them on, and then like start doing more like complex like puzzle box type stuff where it's like a bunch of moves.
Become
and
like a wizard.
yes.
You're just like,
where I'm like,
yes.
so we know there's going to be definitely more. Don't know what they are yet though. So
We have some more like DIY things happening
Yeah.
soon,
Yes,
which
we
are going to be really cool too. So yeah,
Doovie's Woodworks. Howdy partner. He says howdy partner.
howdy.
I like it. And Doovie got he's excited. He got the plans for the cabinets today.
All
Awesome,
right,
man.
that's awesome.
Congrats on that. Make sure
luck with
make
it.
sure you make sure you tag me and use hashtag #FixThisBuildThat. If you do any posts on Instagram, I would love to see them.
Yep.
And see what you've been making.
Update from Doug Green on his table saw thing. He said, I took it off and laid it on the table and it doesn't touch in the middle.
Oh, it's bowed out in the middle. Yeah, that's a problem.
You need a new table saw.
Not
I'm
table
just
saw,
kidding.
miter saw.
Miter. Oh, it's a miter
Yeah.
saw. Yeah.
That's what inspired the Black Forest Company. Yeah, that's what, sorry, I'm just like reading random comments. What's up,
Black
Bill?
Forest Company is really cool. Lipinski. Dennis Miko says hello from West Virginia. What?
Michael's got a couple kids for sale.
What? Where?
He's just saying I got a couple for sale. Kids, that is. How's school going for the kids? Yeah, our kids are.
Yeah,
they're
they're
doing
like-
well.
they've
They're back in
adjusted.
school. This was the first week back in school for the younger two.
Yep.
Our oldest is doing online for the remainder of the semester,
Yep.
and they're all doing well.
He's rocking that. And then, the youngest two, I was very surprised. Like, they never really complained about anything. And they have to wear face masks all day, but they're cool with it. I mean they're handling it. So it's good. Let's
T.
see.
Diaz. Hey, go check out. So if you're scared to install drawer slides are a bit scary, and when you look at them, you're like, oh my gosh, because you got to
like parts
I have to
and
line all the
things,
things
yeah.
up and make sure you got like 4 pieces when you take them apart, and so how do I make sure that everything lines up and is not all wonky? First of all, just accept the fact that you're going to screw it up.
Yeah. You will make mistakes at
And
some
be
point.
okay. Don't try to get it perfect the first time, okay? Because even though they are easy, they're also easy to mess up if you don't hold everything exactly right. Second of all, I've done a ton of videos where I install drawer cabinets. The two that I can think of that I think I probably go the most in depth on are the drill press stand and the table saw cabinet. And go check out those videos, and I give a lot of tips in there. I like to use like pieces of wood to stack them up, and then use those as the spacer as I go. So you use the same spacer on each side, put them on, install them, and then you can install the drawers in place. So you can put like a little spacer underneath, put it in, attach the first sides, pull it out.
It makes more sense when you see it on the video.
Yeah, but watch the video, and it's like,
it's very
again,
visual. Like, you'll see it and be like, oh, that makes sense.
so
hopefully.
accept that you're going to mess it up, but also accept that if you mess it up, you can fix it, no matter how bad you mess it up.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you totally screwed up, and like you can't adjust it because you've already drilled holes there. Just drill that hole out bigger, put a dowel plug in it, and start all over with fresh wood. Like you literally can't. You can overcome any mess ups that you have as long as you make the drawers right. If you undersize your drawers you're hosed. So make sure you get that right.
So don't do that.
1/2 inch on each side. So your drawers should be 1 inch smaller than your opening.
So this is the whole, like, you know, just do your research, but then, like, do the thing. Like, go for it. Don't analysis paralysis is not going to be your friend here. Yeah. Bill Builds is with us. He says hello. Let's see.
Oh.
Dennis Miko says, if I glue up a panel and the glue up is uneven, one board is above the other, should I plane it or sand it smooth or rip down the glue line and glue it again?
That's like a sliding scale, right? Because I've had that happen many a time.
More
and I will
times
have
than
that
you'd like to
happen
think
many
of.
more times.
Right.
And so typically what happens to me is that I go to glue up boards that I have not properly prepared in advance, and meaning that they have a bow in them. Typically it's a twist. And for whatever reason, that seems to be the one that I get the most, is the twist, where if you put the board down and you rock it, it's rocking on 2 opposite corners, okay? That's the hardest one to take care of, because when you're doing the glue up, if you flush it up on one side, then it's off on the other. And a lot of times I'll split the difference, and so I'll have it a little high here and a little, low on the other end. So it depends upon how many boards you have and how it has affected the overall top. And if that top is like super, if you've got a lot of gap on the top, then you may need to like rip it down and redo it. But if it's, it depends upon what it's going to be, because that's the other thing with a tabletop. You have some forgiveness because you're going to be screwing it down in some form or fashion, whether it's like Z-clips or figure eights or buttons or whatever, or just straight screws into it. Hopefully you've got expansion underneath. But you can pull out a lot of that twist and not have to worry about it, as long as, it's also not too thick. You can do that with 3/4 inch material, at 1.5 inches, that is much harder to do. So it's a sliding scale. And it depends upon what you're using it for. And like, also, if you start planing it, to get it, you have to use a sled to get that out, because you can, if you just throw it through the planer, it's just going to come out with the same thing except thinner consistently through it.
Right.
Because a planer can't take out twist or a bow.
It just goes.
Or a cup, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very nuanced question and answer
nuanced
there. So let's see.
Sty Animations, what's up? And Michael Seychow. I'm going with Michael Seychow. What's up, man?
Yeah. And Matt Ivan is here. He said he finally got the reminder from YouTube. So welcome.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, by the way, if you're on Instagram, come over to YouTube.
Yeah,
Fix
come
This
on
Bill
over.
Back Live.
The water is fine.
The second channel.
Bill Build says, I have a question. I made a mailbox and I used a 6x6 for the post. Thoughts?
6x6 for the post. That's super beefy.
He's not going to let the thing get knocked over.
I'd say, yeah, typically the ones I see are like 4x4 posts. If you use a 6x6 post, yeah, that thing's not going anywhere.
Bill is not messing around.
No, you're chunky. It's a chunky monkey right there.
It's a solid
worth
mailbox.
effort. What project I've seen other YouTubers create that are must-build on the must-build list? Mine is a squirrel obstacle course.
That would be so much fun. We love
awesome.
that Mark Rober video. Yeah.
You know what? I honestly, I was just looking at this today. I binged a few videos from the channel called DIY Perks. And the guy's name is Matt, I believe. He's a big channel. It's like, he's got like two something million. He's
sorry.
He's British. Oh. He's got an amazing accent. He's like, if
you can say anything. You're
if
like,
you ever
he's
watched
so smart.
him, if you ever watched him, you would just fall asleep because it's like so soothing.
Oh,
if you've never seen this
very
channel, you have
melodious
got
voice.
to go. He's just
yeah.
like, we'll watch a video after. He is delightful.
He's delightful.
Delightful human being. He's
wow.
so happy. He just
I've never even heard of this person.
You look at this guy and you're just like, he makes you smile.
Oh.
But he is super into electronics and doing DIY electronic builds. And he does these crazy builds. But the one I saw today was a desk with the PC built into the desk. And the desk was only, not like a desk in a place for a PC. Like the PC or the desk was only, and he's European, so it was like 40 millimeters, I think. Yeah, 40 millimeters. That's like it's like 50 millimeters, so about 2 inches thick. and he had all the PC parts in there. And like just the way he had aluminum bottom, and it was like doing all these standoffs and making this like airflow, like it blew me away. And that is one that I want to do, not that exact style, but I want to do like a PC desk. But the dude that probably makes the most stuff that like just makes me want to build it is him. He just builds crazy stuff. He also built a laptop. He built like a laptop to run off a phone. So he likes like taking old parts, like taking scrap components from like laptops and then like repurposing them.
Your dad would like that.
Yeah, but he also makes really super cool PCs. That's kind of one of his things is he does PCs. He made this brass
That's
one.
cool.
He's awesome.
You made a brass PC?
Yes. We'll go watch that one. He is just.
That sounds cool.
He is so delightful.
It's very
to watch.
inspirational.
Yeah, so if you've not watched DIY Perks, I highly recommend that channel, and that's what I would think. Russo Equipmiento. Greetings from Argentina. Awesome. We got Argentina. We got Brazil.
Chile was on.
Chile.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of folks here. Let's see here. MW Sperling. I did not make this top. This is a armor tool clamping table, I think they call it. And if you go to my website, you can get a link to that. It's fixthisbuildthat.com/tools. You can see all the stuff in the shop.
Yeah. Let's see. Bill says, how do you do your voiceovers on your vids? Do you have any pointers? How do you do your voiceovers?
How do I do my voiceovers on my vids?
You're like, let me tell you how I built it.
Oh yeah, that's top secret. We don't talk about that.
That's the secret sauce.
Yeah, I've done it a couple different ways, and I tried at the very beginning. I tried editing the video, and then talking to what I had edited on the fly. That did not go well. You have to have a real talent to do that, and even like I think most people would probably think that are on the lives like, oh, Brad talks really well on the fly. And it's just because I've been doing these for like 4 years.
Yep.
But even that, like this does not translate. Like I can answer questions and be reactive, but watching a video and conveying what you want to convey is extremely difficult.
On the voiceover or when you're talking to the camera?
No, I'm talking the voiceover.
Okay, because that's hard
too.
So
what a voiceover would be is like I'm sitting at my desk watching it and then recording. But like trying to fit that in. So what I've done is I've reversed that and I write the voiceover. Like I watch the video, I watch all the footage, 3 hours of footage.
This is probably like his least favorite part of the process.
It is.
Is writing and recording the voiceover.
I'll scrub through it and then I'll decide what I want to say. I'll write it. I will record it, watching no video. I'll just read it literally, and then go back and edit to the voiceover. So that's kind of the process right now. It definitely takes more time than I would like. That's why I've also enjoyed a lot of these new videos where I've like the hidden drawer videos especially, where I do a lot more just talking to the camera, and that's obviously unscripted, and I'm just kind of describing this stuff. And for one thing, it's a lot more candid, and it saves me time on the back end as well. So that's kind of the progression of how things have been going.
It's been a whole process for sure.
It has been.
Yeah. T. Diaz also wants to know, what router table do you recommend?
Router table. I haven't used a ton. The one I have is the Jet Woodworking.
I feel like you've used it a lot.
No, I haven't used a ton of different tables.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, use it all the time.
So, that's why I always like to tell people. It's like, hey, look, this is the one I have, and I like it. It works great for me. I can't compare it to other router tables because I'm not using them.
Well, you had one other before, right?
That was a handmade one, or I made the base for it, and then the top was like a MDF. It wasn't like a... Oh,
okay. It wasn't the same.
I bought it from like a dude off eBay or something.
Okay.
It was like an MDF. It was like a New Yankee Workshop style. But it didn't have all the goodies that I wanted, which was like the router lift and that kind of stuff. So I used the Jet one. I love the router lift on it. It's got a bunch of great features on the table, and it's really big. Those are the things I like of that one. So that's the one I use, and I would recommend it. But, going head to head against another one, I can't say that because I've never really had time with the other ones.
Yeah. We also want to know, let's see. Derek Anderson wants to know, when or what will your 1 million subs party be?
Derek,
I know.
Good question. We're getting close.
I know we are.
I think we're at 970.
getting really close.
Yeah, we had a really great August. August
was awesome.
With the video, the nightstand video really took off. Mm-hmm. And
it did.
so
it's like
August,
at 1 million now, right?
Yeah, it's like 1 million views. So we picked up a lot of subscribers off that, and it's increased the trajectory of the channel for sure for August, and it's kind of getting us there. So I thought it was going to probably be like October. Now it's probably going to be. I thought it was going to be like October, November. Now it's probably going to be September, October. Probably late September, early October. And so I don't know what we're going to do for it.
I'm surprised you don't have this calculated out to the day and moment.
I just don't want to say to you.
He loves analytics.
Yeah, I know exactly the day it'll be.
He knows everything.
No, it all depends upon the stuff that's going right now.
Yeah.
Because we have like some videos that are like riding highs. We have some baseline stuff and some that are riding high, and you never know when they're going to drop off.
Right.
And also, you never know what's going to pop up.
True.
Like the valet trade hasn't like gone viral.
No.
It may never do it, but it may.
Or it might be like 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, who knows?
You never know. They just keep you guessing.
Right. So, but that wasn't the question at all, was it?
No, it wasn't.
The question was, what are we going to do? And all of a sudden,
we don't know.
I dove into
We're so excited.
When we'll get there.
We don't know.
Yeah, I think actually that's part of it. I think I've been looking forward to it so much. I've not really thought about, well, what would we do?
He's been talking about this for like over a year, probably.
Probably like since I started. Not
well,
since I started.
but like not even like not in a weird way, but just like, oh hey, around this time at this point that might happen.
But I think like
but now it's like actually happening.
Once you hit like 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, that's kind of like it starts being like. I wonder if
Is that when you get your little thing?
That's when you get the plaque. So that's the next plaque.
I know. I remember when he got the plaque, and I was like, when do we get the next one? Like 200,000, 50,000. He's like 1 million subs. And like, oh my gosh, that's going to be forever.
You get that first one. You get that 100,000.
They reel you in.
And you're like, I don't know, maybe this could happen. And then as you get closer, and then the excitement starts building. So yes.
It's palpable.
It is palpable.
We've got to figure it out, though. We don't know what we're going to do.
But we'll probably be with the kids.
Something.
And the family. We'll probably like have a little family party.
Unless they're at school.
True.
Let's just keep them home that day.
We'll probably have a little family viewing party just to celebrate.
We'll like, sorry, the kids can't go to school today because of the COVID. But really, it'll be that we're watching the little ticker.
Maybe we'll do a live.
Maybe
we'll do like a live.
Wait, we hit 1 million subs.
What if it happened?
We could have like balloons drop like it's New Year's Eve. Although then he'd have to clean up all the stuff in here.
On a Sunday.
At
like 9:15.
That would be amazing.
What are the odds of that? I guess
pretty low.
How many hours?
You could tell me, but
in a week,
whatever.
Yeah. 24 times 7, 140.
Okay, you don't actually.
100. What?
Oh no, go ahead. Tell me the bits.
Like 168. 1 out of 168.
He's a math guy.
We're in it, guys.
We're
1 out of 168. Who's with me? No, not 168. That's not right.
I don't know, honey. Like.
No, that is right.
Your math on the fly is very impressive.
Yeah, 1 out of 168. Yeah. That's what I'm going for.
Well, anyway, we don't know what we're going to do. It'll be something, though.
So, you guys have a 1 in 168 chance of seeing it happen live on Sunday. And maybe we'll go a little early. If it's on the weekend, we'll just go live anyway.
Yep.
Audio Blink, looking to laminate some 2x4s for a bench top and have a trim router and a slot cutting bit. Is it a bad idea to cut a slot and place some thin strips to act as a sort of makeshift domino? I don't think it's a bad idea. If you're doing it, I'm assuming you're doing it for the width wise. Yeah, I think that would actually work well. I mean, the only issue you'll run into is just making sure you get it consistent. So make sure it's consistent across all of them so they don't move up and down. Because sometimes that slot router, like on a hand router, it can kind of move on you. But I think that's a great idea. Miter saw, 12-inch, Astor Repelli, 12-inch for sure. Sliding tin is pretty handy. Craig says, what was this week's family movie night? Craig, we had a doubleheader.
Oh, yeah.
We
had
was a little Dr. Dolittle
one from like
on Friday.
The late 90s. It was
and
delightful.
And then Dr. Dolittle 2 on Saturday.
Yeah. They were really funny.
And then afterwards,
there were some parts where I was like, I hope our kids don't understand what they're talking about. But no, it was fun. It was more like we knew what they were saying, and it was very funny. Eddie Murphy is so funny.
He is hilarious.
We haven't seen anything by him in a long time.
We haven't.
They really enjoyed it.
Let's see. I can build it for. What brand is this? Is my skill saw? Which is funny, because skill is a brand. A skill saw is not really a saw. It's a brand, and so I think what you're asking me is what brand is my reciprocating saw, because people usually say skill saw, but it might be a jigsaw. My reciprocating saw is a rigid. Do I have another one?
I don't know.
Oh, I have a little DeWalt one.
Do you?
And then I do. I think it's right behind that one. And then my
Saw.
this thing. What is this thing?
It's a saw.
The jigsaw is
green.
also rigid. No, you're thinking like you're old school. I used to have a grizzly. I used to have this old grizzly that
That's
I
what
bought.
I'm picturing. What
Like
do you
literally
have now?
2 decades ago.
No.
Oh yeah.
How long did you have it though?
Like I bought it.
When did you get
in-
rid of it?
2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, well that's not so bad.
Yeah. But I also have an actual Skill saw. Skill has come out with a new line, and I have their new saw, which is a jigsaw made by Skill, and it's pretty darn good. I enjoyed
Very
it.
good.
But it doesn't have dust collection, which I did not like.
Yeah. T. Diaz wants to know, where do you get the ideas for your projects?
You know, I just pull them right.
You never know where Brad gets these ideas.
It
I don't know. A lot of
depends.
some of it's like necessity. Like we need
lot-
cabinets for the
A
shop.
lot of times it's necessity.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times I have an idea of what I want. I have an idea of a part of the project, and then I have to find a project to plug it into.
Yeah.
Like the hidden drawer stuff. So the hidden drawer
Yeah.
stuff has been interesting like that, because like for the valet tray, I was like, okay, I want to do like wireless tray. I want to do something smaller. And I'm like, okay, valet tray.
Mm-hmm.
And then like nightstand, so it's like almost like, all right, I want to do this thing. Where would it fit
What
into?
can we fit it into? Yep.
But the vast majority is just like, hey, we need
Right.
new bathroom flooring. I need something for my shop. We need a new dining table. We need, whatever we
Yeah,
need.
it's typically
That's
a necessity.
85%.
Yeah. Or you'll see something like when you did the river table, which was a while ago. But I mean, the river tables were like all the rage at the time. And but Brad's always about like, I want to do like my own take on whatever the thing is. And so instead of just doing a river table, he did the waterfall. I'm sorry.
So exciting.
I'm yawning. I
She's
know.
the
Put me to
sleepiest
sleep.
person ever.
I
All right,
know,
That
sorry.
means we've got to go.
Is it time?
It is.
My yawn
CM
is right
Smith,
on cue.
I do own a CNC. I own the X-Carve.
It's pretty awesome.
And I enjoy it. It's fantastic. Two brains.
Oh, Katie, that nightstand is my nightstand because that's the side of the bed that I sleep on. So it'll be mine, right?
What?
Yeah, the nightstand. The hidden
crazy?
drawer. Yes, no. The hidden drawer. You've got to be like able to access it from the bed. So if you're sitting in the bed, it will be on that side. That's my side of the bed. It's my nightstand.
You're thinking about it wrong.
No, I'm not.
You don't access it in the bed.
What if you're in bed and it's an emergency? You're going to get out of the bed and go around the other side of the drawer? I don't think so.
What's in your hidden drawer?
Chocolate. Emergency chocolate for the middle of the night.
Good answer.
Yes.
You'd have to put it you'd have to put it 16 inches away from the
I'm
thing
fine
so
with
it doesn't
that.
hit the bed.
Whatever.
Anyway, it's mine.
No.
Clearly. I asked her
Well, then you
if
need to build me one.
I asked her if she wanted me to make her one. She said no. And I said, don't nightstands have to match? And she said no. And that really threw me for a loop.
No, furniture. Okay, the way people talk about
I
it
get
now.
furniture not matching, but nightstands? That
No.
seems like they have to match.
I don't think they have to do anything. They can do whatever. It's your room. You can make them look however. No one's gonna come in there and give us a grade.
They have to do anything. She's a nightstand rights. We ain't doing nothing.
We can do whatever we want. Like
Hell no, we won't know.
we won't stay. in this
Dr.
room.
Doolittle too. They were
Oh
having,
yeah. It was funny.
Yes. When will I
Anyway.
actually, Derek Anderson, that's a great question. When will I do a collab project? I'm actually scheduling 2. With this last week, I put things in motion for 2 collabs. One with Ann Briggs of Ann of All Trades, who recently moved to Nashville, and the other with Johnny Brook from Crafted Workshop. So he's a good buddy of mine, and we've been wanting to do a collab for a while, and I think I'm gonna drive out there. I don't know why that's flying, but I'm gonna drive out there, and we're gonna hang out and do a collab out at Johnny's. Johnny came here several years ago. Gosh,
Yeah,
it's
it's been a
2-3 years ago.
while.
And we
Time
did
flies.
the curved cutting board,
The bacon board.
the bacon board,
Yep.
and
So you're gonna go to him this time, right?
I'm gonna go to him this time.
The kids and I will trail along.
The kids are gonna be in school.
Oh man, I want to go out there. It sounds so pretty.
Whatever, you'll be here eating
Asheville.
your emergency chocolate.
I will. I'll be watching Netflix and eating chocolate. No,
No.
I can't do that.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, we are going to get going. So thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yep.
And we will catch you guys next week. For all the Builders Club members, we'll be giving you guys an update. The project for the week, which we didn't even talk about, is going to be kitchen organization projects.
So 3 more DIY.
3 more, because the last 3 I did one, which was very well received. What I like to do is I like to put a video out, let it get about 1 million views.
Wait like a year.
And then never do another follow-up to it.
Right, and then be like, maybe we should do something with that.
And so that's what we've decided to do. The last one was pot lid holder, spice rack.
And the drawer organizer, which we have all 3 of those.
And the utensil organizer.
Yeah, in the kitchen. And we use them every day. It's fantastic.
We do. And this one is going to be under the sink organizer.
Like pull out
trays. Cookie sheet organizer.
Which we need.
And Tupperware organizer.
Which we really need. Yes. Tupperware organizing is like the worst, unless you have figured it out and it's on lockdown, but it's so annoying. Yes. So we are going to solve the riddle.
Yeah, Tennessee Wood Customs, fantastic, man. I hope that I love cabinet building, so you go on that one. So that will be the one. That should be the video for Sunday. It will be the video for Sunday. We're just commit now because, I haven't started it, but that's easy. It should be easy. For us.
Well, it always should be easy, so we'll see. But it's going to happen tomorrow.
We'll catch you guys next Sunday.
Yep.
And hopefully that video will be out. And all the Builders Club folks will catch you guys throughout the week. If you're interested in Builders Club, go check it out. fixthisbuildthat.com/Builders Club. All right, guys. Have a great one. Get out there and build something awesome this week.
Bye.
Bye. All right, now.